Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chat GTM podcast. It's Michael Beck here with Ink Tank GTM, reporting live here from the Restaurant Leadership Conference, or the RLC as we call it, in Phoenix, Arizona at the beautiful JW Marriott Resort. I am here today with Mr. Chad Billy of Miso Robotics. What's up, Chad? How you doing today?
Doing great. How about you? Yeah.
I'm great. I get to be here talking to you and all these other people with some great tech and some great solutions and restaurants and food.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I'm happier than a pig in, well, I won't say the rest of that statement, but it's really good here. I enjoy it. So, Chad, I've been really digging deep into robotics over the last several months. We were playing with some friends in the industry like Coco Robotics and understanding what robotic delivery vehicles are all about and autonomous vehicles. And then I started talking to Mary Pillow from your team at the recent RFIS conference and found out a little bit about one of your solutions, Flippy.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I had a myth busted at that time. I thought Flippy was a burger flipping robot, and it was at one point in time, and then it moved to something more practical for the business, which is what it does today, the fry station. Is that right?
Correct, yeah. yes. Flippy is where we started, and it has progressed into the fry station automation. We've learned that, the fry station is a bigger pain point in the back of house.
Literally, pain point, right?
Correct, yes.
And so tell me a little bit about, I guess there's something kinetic about Flippy, right? It's moving, it's doing stuff. It's actually a worker behind the scenes. Like we have AI that is digital AI, and then you work in physical AI.
Correct.
Right?
Yes. Physical AI.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that. What is Flippy doing inside the restaurant? First off, what are all the things, the different functions? Some people go, oh, it's just French fries.
Yeah, so it can do the whole fried menu.
Yeah.
The way I like to think of Flippy is in terms of inputs and outputs. So we have two different ways that food is coming into Flippy. One of which is an auto dispenser, which is POS-integrated. So we put two of your highest volume food items into that, most often French fries, for example.
Right.
And as soon as it comes in, it just automatically drops it and then goes into Flippy, cooks it, and then comes out into your hot hold.
Okay.
Yep.
And there's data that powers this, right? Because one of the data points I found out from Mary when I was talking to her is she said something, and the number was just outlandish to me. 40% of French fries are getting wasted.
Yeah,
is that right?
It's probably one of the largest places where we're losing a lot of food in America. They're throwing it away out of most restaurants. They batch prep a ton of French fries in preparation for a rush of some kind, and they only have a shelf life of about 10 minutes.
Right.
So
So they are prepping because they have to allocate their labor on other things. So they're going to do a big batch, like you said, so they can go do on other parts of the business. But if Flippy's there, they're not worried about allocating a person at a different interval to make fresh fries. Say that 10 times fast. Fresh fries. Big fries in the intervals. You need to keep them fresh and available, but not have the stack of things that are just starting to die, right? Because there's only a certain life you have, like you said.
Yeah. So and I mean, Flippy makes it real easy to be able to make on demand. With that POS integration, it can just drop the fries as needed then.
Right.
So
and so if we're looking at the economics behind that, of 40% of French fries, if you look at a company like McDonald's, this has got to be almost $1 billion solution.
Yeah, in many different ways, it's going to save large restaurant chains tons of money. So, I mean, in addition to what you're talking about, product savings, savings on waste, there's also the labor savings. Removing a key piece of your whole entire operation, the need for someone to be standing over top of it the entire time, it can be monumental.
Well, also, let's talk about liability. We're talking hot, burning oil and people interacting with that. That's dangerous.
Yeah, about 80% of all workers' comp claims come from the fry station.
Wow. 40% of fries, 80% of workman's comp cases come from the fry station.
Correct, yes. And then even the other 20% is coming from slips and falls. So what we found, we did a case study with Ecolab, right? And we looked at it in a live setting with Flippy, without, in the same market. And what we found was that there was a 67% decrease in walking in the back of house as well. So we have a safety, it's making it a safer environment in the back of house because they're not around the fry station. But then in addition to that, they're taking less steps.
Wow. And you're probably not hearing that beeping going through the restaurant as that fry is waiting for somebody to pull it off.
Yeah.
It makes me crazy when you hear that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you love about Flippy? What do you love about working with Miso? Just tell me a little bit about your sense of the business and what you guys are doing and what's so exciting about it.
Well, I think that we're solving a really big problem. That's the exciting part. We're, at the cutting edge. It's right around the corner. The entire market is at an inflection point. When we're talking about rising costs of labor, rising costs of goods, the operators can't raise their prices anymore.
No.
Before consumers are just gonna walk away.
Yeah, let's go cook at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's the exciting part, is like we're providing a solution that could help create that lift and build their margins again. Before pre-pandemic, time frames, like margins were at 7-10%. Now they're all the way down to like 3 to 5%. And in some markets, like I was having a conversation with an operator in Washington, 2%.
That's literally pennies.
Yes, exactly. Pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, that's wild. When it comes to, if I'm an operator and I'm watching this right now, what do I look like if I'm somebody that'd be a great candidate for Flippy inside the restaurant? What am I serving? What size am I? What does my kitchen look like? Like what requirements would be needed for me to actually put this in place?
So, I mean, first things first, if 50% of your menu or greater is fried, there could be a huge labor lift there.
Okay.
Because we're removing 90% of the demand of labor around the fry station. Now, if you are someone like a brand like, I don't know, Subway.
Sure.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you're not frying anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Toaster ovens, but yeah, no frying.
So, I mean, like someone where if you're up, like some brands, 90% of their sales are coming from fried foods. There's a huge amount of labor savings that could be had there.
What about kitchen footprint? Is there a certain size requirement?
Yeah, I mean, kitchen, as far as the footprint goes, it's a big machine. I'm not going to mince words here about it. So as far as it goes, you're going to need about 9 feet, 11 inches of space for the equipment. But the best part is it's a shell that goes over top of like your existing fry station. So we can work with all sorts of different fry stations, Henny Penny, Vulcan, you name it. And beyond that then, so it's about 2 to 2.5 feet of additional space around your fry station. So not that whole 9 feet, 11 inches.
Right. And as far as deploying Flippy, does it take a long time to get it put in place? I mean, once you sign the deal, like how long does it take to get it in the store?
At this point, where we're at in terms of like manufacturing and the process, it's a lead time of about 90 days.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
So it's really just put it in. Now, does it tie into your point of sale, your ERP system? Like, how is it doing the forecasting? Know what to prep?
So yeah, it does.
Or produce. Sorry, it was prep's already done.
So that's the coolest thing that we've recently done with the acquisition of Signal, who from Mary Pillow.
Yeah.
And so that's coming in and enabling us to do predictive cooking, to be a big line buster for like the drive-throughs and things like that.
Right.
It's going to recognize things like, what day of the week it is, the weather, based upon historical sales volume coming from the POS integration. It can cut down drive-through time significantly.
Wow. There's so many cool things there. Any myths you could bust a myth for me about Flippy? What do people think?
Well, I mean, people still think that it's flipping burgers. I mean, that's the big one. We kind of eliminated that early on, but yeah, that's definitely the big one. That's the one I encounter the most.
Okay.
I can't.
That's a good myth to bust.
Yeah.
And so as far as people that want to talk to you guys about Flippy, you're here today at the Restaurant Leadership Conference. Where are you going to be next that people could interact with you, actually see it in action?
Yeah.
When's that coming up?
So we're going to be at the National Restaurant Association show in Chicago coming up. We're going to have a Flippy there. It's going to be cooking.
Very cool.
It's we're excited for that. Yeah, come and see us then.
And if people want to learn more about Flippy, what's your website?
Yeah, MisoRobotics.com.
Okay. And you're active on LinkedIn, I know. So if people want to engage with you and talk to you about it, I'm sure they can find you there too, right?
Yes, of course, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Chad, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Dude, I love anything that has to do with tech, anything that's geeky and fun like this. But this isn't just geeky and fun, it's utility. That you heard that 40% of French fries are wasted, 80% of labor claims are being made around the fry station. Like, think about what impact it would have to your business if you could get rid of those problems right now. That sounds like a really good conversation to have.
Yes, of course. And I'm excited to have it with whomever is ready.
Fantastic. He's bringing on all comers. So make sure you find him at MisoRobotics.com, the NRA show coming up. And for now, it's Michael Beck and Ink Tank GTM, the Chat GTM podcast, signing off here with Chad Billy. We'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned for more action from the show.